All right, guys, we're back. I'm sure we're just. All right, guys, what's up? All right, we're back. Had a little bit of technical difficulty there before. Welcome, folks, to the TGD live stream. Like I said, final trading hour of the day. Myself, other TGD Pro Trader mods are going to help me go through the final trading hour of the week. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So why should you guys listen to anything that we talk about on these lives? Like I said, began my career working at a fund in New York City, first job out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession. The stock market crashed. But also the same year, received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. All right. But before they let me touch even $1 of the money, first had to go through an intensive trading program. I had access to some of the top trading tools. And I was part of a community of like-minded traders. It's exactly what the TG platform is based on here now today, guys. Guys, thanks live stream. We are going to trade here live. If we got a couple of open swing trade positions. We got a couple of things that we're looking at to possibly close out the week. I'm going to be joined here in just a moment. I will introduce you guys to the other some of our other TGD Pro Trader moderators. Like I tell you every other night during the week, if you guys join my lives on a regular basis, True Trading Group is not just me. Okay, True Trading Group is not just me. There's 8 other professional traders that are in chat every single day with our TGD fam that are answering questions, providing market commentary, that are calling out trades, and I've got 2 of them right here with me, folks. I want to give a big TTG shout out AO to one of our TTG mods. Everybody say hello to Jessica, right fresh back from vacay. Woodard. What's up, Jessica?
I didn't unmute myself. Ayo.
You got a fresh tan going. We're good.
Yep.
These are nice.
Yep.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Then also joining me here today, you guys saw him earlier. Everyone give a big shout out to Jason the Professor Simmons.
Hey, yo, Jessica, where was the hi? That's what we're used to.
Hi. Hey,
there
guys.
we go. There we go. Now we're on it.
All right, guys. All right, gang. So part of the gang is all here. Myself, Jessica, Jason. We're going to walk you guys through this final trading hour of the day. And it's a pretty interesting Friday session that we have here today. Very, very, very strong move in oil. Okay. The oil sector and these oil stocks have held up extremely well during a 2-week-long pullback in the price of oil. So yeah, I mean, oil was trading up in the high 100 and teens, 115, 114, 113, dropped all the way down into the high 90s, and oil stocks really hung in there. If you take a look at the daily chart on Oxy, I actually shorted Oxy like 2 weeks ago because I was expecting a pullback in the price of oil, and we got it. We got the pullback in the price of oil, but these stocks barely moved to the downside. I mean, you were getting like 1%, 2%, 3% moves to the downside on these oil stocks. Nothing that was worth, holding on to. And I'm sitting there saying, okay, if the price of oil is going down, for about a week's time, and these oil stocks really can't crack, that shows you that the institutional bid that's underneath these names. And once, I ended up exiting that short position a few days ago. It was a small profit, small win, nothing major. And I'm glad that we realized and recognized that analysis, because those stocks are now trading higher as the price of oil has stabilized. So it's like, while oil went down, oil stocks basically went sideways. Now that oil stopped going down, the oil stocks are all starting to move back up to the upside. And I am expecting very strong earnings from these oil stocks. I think the profits that these companies are going to be generating, I think are going to just be astounding. So I think that's kind of where that institutional bid is coming from. I think a lot of hedge funds, institutions are looking for performance, since, there's a lot of other sectors that are not really performing as well. And energy is the best performing sector of the year. So any fund manager that is not in the energy space right now is going to be underperforming. And I think they've got to they're trying to take advantage of that. And they use that pullback in the price of oil to buy oil stocks. And that prevented those oil stocks from going down significantly. And then now they're starting to move higher. I think you see Oxy up over $65 next week. Chevron, Exxon, I think these stocks all start to climb back up towards those 52-week highs. You already have 52-week highs in some of the oil service industries. Schlumberger has been really strong. That's SLB. Halliburton has been really strong. That's HAL. I focus on Chevron and Exxon specifically because they are the largest weightings of the XLE, which is the energy ETF. That looks like it's about to kind of break out there through highs as well. So a lot of really strength, a lot of glaring strength there in the oil stocks. And for those who know, Jason, who's with us right now on this live stream, follows oil and natural gas and other commodity prices basically every second that his eyes are open and he is awake. He is following oil, commodities prices, gold, nat gas. So Jason, talk to us, man. What have you been seeing in the oil, kind of in the oil space? Like, where's oil currently at? What is it looking like to you, from, chart wise regarding oil? Do you think oil has kind of found its footing? Does it look like we're ready to move higher, or is there maybe another pullback in price that maybe a lot of people aren't really paying attention to? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, we pulled back, and the key area after we got that news was it to hold 93, and we held 93.
Just for some people that are joining us may not follow commodities as often as you do. So I just want to make sure everybody understands kind of big picture right now.
When Biden came out and said that he was going to release some barrels, and then the AEI came out and was talking about the energy, and it made crude pull back. That's why we saw that drop below 100. Now its supports is at 93, 95, and 98. And then after we break 98, it's 101. So we went back and tested 93, held 95. We're right under 98 right now, closing the week. I think that we pushed back up over 100 and looking at 110. We're coming up to driving season. We're coming up to travel season. Yep. So and we still have the war going on. So with all these different geopolitical things happening, the other thing I want to talk about is natural gas. Remember we talked about natural gas last week, putting in higher lows? Yeah. Boom. Now we're holding 6 as a base. 6 was resistance. Now 6 is holding. We're at 630 right now. 630.06. Next resistance at 650. We could be looking at 750 natural gas by summer. Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people kind of forget about natural gas. I have UNG, the natural gas ETF, right up on my screen right now. A lot of people forget about. Hold on one second, folks. So yeah, a lot of people forget about like natural gas. I feel like the average trader, does not realize the significance of natural gas and the role that it plays, and the impact that this Russia-Ukraine war has had on natural gas. It's been extremely strong. The good thing is that at least we're getting out of the colder months. So that's one positive thing. But so one thing that you had said specifically about we're getting into driving season, I want to talk about that a little bit more, because typically in a regular world environment, not the highest inflation that we've had in 40 years, not a war in Ukraine or in Europe, the summertime is a very high oil demand time because there's so much travel going on. People are going on vacations. They're either going on cruises, they're flying on planes, they're driving across the country, they're doing all of these different things, right? So as we're coming up to summer, I think that you're going to see, and even some people, especially driving, like you mentioned driving specifically, as you start to see like airfares rise because of the price of of fuel, you're going to get a lot of people, and just the cost of, or just the repercussions of inflation in general may cause a family of 4, a family of 5 that was thinking about maybe flying somewhere for a week-long vacation, maybe to save a couple of bucks, may think, hey, let's rent an RV, or let's get in the car, let's take the kids and let's go drive out to somewhere that's closer. And I think you're going to see a lot more of actual automobile traffic this year than you would normally see, because I think that some people might look at a cruise or getting on a plane somewhere as maybe a little bit too much of an expense, considering how costly everything else in their life is. So I think you're going to see the American driver, which is one of the largest consumers of oil in the world. I think they're going to be out in full force this summer. And that's going to keep that really, really, really high demand for oil. And that's going to keep the strain on the oil industry when it comes to supply, because there's already such a shortage of supply, but demand, I think, is still going to be there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the price of oil. What Jason was referring to, for those that don't know, Jason was referring to the strategic oil reserves. So the United States went in and released 1 million barrels a day for the from our strategic oil reserves. But then you also had other countries and other organizations around the world that jumped in on that as well, and they've added oil from their strategic oil reserves into the oil markets to try to balance that offset that we have right now between supply and demand. And that's the problem. That's why oil prices are so high, is that there's such high demand, but the supply is just not there to satisfy that demand. And that's why you have oil prices back up over 100. And we haven't seen that in many, many, many years, but yet here we are. And of course, the Russia-Ukraine situation certainly, no pun intended, threw gas on that fire. So will be interesting, folks. All right, will be interesting. So that's kind of the commodities picture there with oil and natural gas. Jessica, what are you what have you been kind of seeing today? Is there anything that kind of stands out to you? I know for those that, Jessica, really kind of hones in on that mid cap, large cap area. She always has her eyes on semiconductors, but I know she's been checking out some of the oil stocks lately as well. Anything today? I know you're kind of just getting back from your vacation, kind of back in the saddle a little bit, but anything that you've seen today that you think is worth noting?
Yeah, same kind of thesis that you went over with oil. I think we have more room to the upside, which is why I took that trade today on CVX intraday. It looked like we were really strong in the morning, and then, the stock ended up pulling back into yesterday's close and pushing. And if you look at the daily chart on CVX, we formed a really beautiful bull flag there, and we broke out of that flag today. And if you go intraday, the retest of yesterday's close is the top of that flag. So we came right down to that level and retested. Unfortunately, I was out getting my daughter, so I didn't re-enter the trade. I stopped out this morning. But I do think that those stocks have more room to the upside for sure. It was a little painful today because I've been, totally out. I didn't look at charts while I was on my trip or anything, because I just wanted to enjoy that time with my family. But I looked at just took some time today to go through, like you said, all the mid caps and large caps, and to see the drop on AMD, I'm like, oh my heart, oh my gosh, what did I miss? But yeah, I just spent a lot of time today, going through all those names that I follow really closely. And, I looked over at Shopify. I think Shop, you could see more room to the downside on that. I looked at Target today. I might be looking at that for a long setup into next week. And then AMD, it's sitting right at that $100 level. And it's going to be interesting to see, what happens with the overall markets here, to see if AMD can hold that level, because that has been a level of support for so long that I've been asked so many times, well, are you going to short? And my answer is no, because I feel like right now, this is such a hard short for AMD until we get a clean break of that $100 level. And then what I would look for is a retest of 100 and then a short from there. So honestly, like AMD's not really in play for me right now. I'm, like I said, I was on a vacation and I missed that drop last week. But I think Nvidia, if we have more room to the downside, is a better short than AMD for those that have asked me today since I've been back answering messages and stuff. And then I was able to come and chat 2 days ago and talk about UPST. That's another ticker I follow really closely. And I told the members in chat, now that we've broke that $100 level, look for a retest. And yesterday I was busy trying to get a flight back to Ohio. So that was kind of chaotic, but we did get that retest yesterday. And then we just kind of, have been choppy today alongside the overall market. So I'm going to look for more downside in UPST on Monday if we get a gap down in the overall market. But other than that, I've just been going through charts and kind of seeing what's been going on. So
yeah, it looks like we got like a little bit of a support zone here on UPST, like from like this 89.50 up to 92, a little bit of a support zone there. But if that breaks, it looks like you got a clean shot to 85.
yeah.
And then if the market's really, really weaken out and tech continues to be weak, your next support level is not going to go until you get all the way down to the mid 70s, 76, 77 area. But I think that you could catch a nice little trade down there, and you can to the downside. Here would be a profit area, and if that level breaks, then you're looking at potentially down here. Now that trade would take a few days, maybe even a couple weeks to kind of play itself out to get down to that level, unless something major happens in the overall markets. But I do think that there is more downside there on UPST, and there's been some weakness in financial services in general. So that's something to definitely take notice of. And going back to what Jessica was talking about like NVIDIA and AMD, here's the support, your major support level on NVIDIA. Okay, your major support on NVIDIA is down here around 210. Now that stock currently sits up at 232. You also have some support right here around 230. Okay, so let me just draw a line across that 230. All right, there's your 230. And where I get that level from, just for those that are kind of tuned in here that are maybe taking some notes for their own trades, is going to be this previous little resistance that you had for about a week long resistance there in the beginning of March. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 different tops up here right around that area. And that's where we just dropped down to here now. If that level gets broken, you really don't have any support down here in the 220s and 2 teens. You're looking at a drop down to at least 210, 212. If you get continued weakness in the tech space. Okay. And AMD is already sitting at that support level. So that's what Jessica means when she's like, I feel like it's a tough short for AMD at 101, knowing you have such strong support at 100. So she's almost saying, I'd rather wait for 100 to crack, go down to 95, 96, then try to bounce back to 100, and then not be able to get back over 100, and then take that short around 99, and then look for it to move down towards 95, 94 with its stop loss back up there over 100. That's what she means by kind of really just kind of picking her spots and picking the ideal entry opportunities where risk reward makes the most sense. Okay, so that's kind of something that some of our viewers here can take a look, can kind of take a look at. We do have a small cap that's kind of lighting up the board here in the afternoon session with some headlines that came out there just at 1 o'clock, and that's PHO. So PHO here, guys, is this is a pretty ridiculous move. The company presented positive data demonstrating an anti-tumor efficacy of refractory disease at the AACR annual meeting. I know that sounds like a mouthful. In short, the company gave some good data on one of the treatments that they have. Okay, so some positive data. I know that sounded like a mouthful, but that's the news that was released by PHIO just after 1 o'clock. And that's why that stock started trading. Prior to 1 o'clock, the stock was not even trading. Literally, there was no trading activity going on whatsoever. There was literally zero volume. Okay, so that news really caught current investors and also potential, maybe some new investors, really caught them off guard. And that's where all this trading volume is coming from. So that goes to show you how excited some people are about that data that was released by the company, because there was no trading action whatsoever prior to that. You can see, look, no volume. Literally, it looks like this was pre-market and the stock market just opened at 1 o'clock for this stock. There was just no volume there whatsoever. So as we look at this PHIO blasting through resistance levels, the area that I want to point out to people that are maybe looking for a long would be a pullback to 160, 170. Now, a pullback to 160, 170, where do I get that level from? Well, guys, that used to be a level of support when you go back to August and October, right? So you can see that support level August and October. We flew right through that like it was not even there. And now your next major resistance level is going to be up around 240. Where do we get the 240 from? You can see here, resistance there in September. That resistance lines up with a double top from June. All right, so this is where that resistance starts to kind of show its face. Right now, the stock is currently trading dead smack in the center of that support and resistance level. Dead smack in the center of it. Okay, so if you're trying to be long this thing, I think an entry up here at $2, I do feel like you're chasing it a bit. Can the momentum take this thing right to 240 before the bell? Yes, it absolutely certainly can. But I think a better entry with better risk reward would be a little bit of a pullback like this, okay? And then have your view up indicator come up, and then maybe getting long somewhere in here. And then here's that 160 level that I just showed you on the daily chart just a minute ago, right? So if you do get a pullback down there, that then starts to become an attractive entry point around 180, stops underneath 160, call it 150. Again, you guys want to make sure you're putting your stop losses in the proper place. Your stop losses need to go underneath the areas of support that you identify. All right. So let's just say, for example, if I said 160 on the daily chart, right, your stop loss, and let's use a red line as your stop loss, and let's use a green line as our support level. Okay. So here's your green line as your support level. And then here's your red line for your potential stop loss. If this is your support level, your stop loss cannot go right there. Your stop loss cannot go where the support level is. Your stop loss needs to go underneath where the support level is, because trading's not perfect. Just because 160 is support does not mean the stock can't do this, go to 156 and then recover, because that would still be the support level holding. Okay, so putting your stop loss in the right place is very important. You also obviously can't put your stop loss above that support level either, right? You want to make sure your stop loss is always underneath the support levels that you are identifying. Okay, so that's PHIO. We'll see if there's maybe a trade. I'm not going to enter this at $2. The reason for that is because, like I just said, we're right in the middle of that range. So my stop loss, it doesn't really, if there's major resistance up at 240, okay, that's going to be a profit area for me. So if I'm going to take the bulk of my position off the table at 240, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's 40 cents of upside, but where's my support level? Down around 160. So 40 cents of upside for bulk take profit versus 40 cents of downside. That risk reward does not necessarily make sense. I'm not going to risk 40 cents to make 40 cents. Now, the stock can still go higher and the stock can just go to 240. That doesn't mean that it's a good trade setup for me to take, because as a trader, I look for good risk reward scenarios. It's not enough just to say, oh, I think this stock's going higher. Okay. It's not enough, because some people say that to me. And I know the experience level of that trader as soon as they ask me that question, because a very inexperienced trader would say to me, but Mike, if you think the stock's going higher, then who cares? Just buy it. Right. That's the comment or question of a very inexperienced trader. you're going to want to look for setups that give you really good risk reward. You don't want to risk 40 cents to make 40 cents. That's terrible risk reward. You want to at least get 2-to-1 risk reward. If you can get more than 2-to-1, fantastic. But you don't want to risk the same amount to make the same amount. Not good risk reward. Okay? So listen, if you ask me right now, hey, Mike, do you think PHIO goes to 240? My answer is actually yes, I do. But does that mean I'm going to buy it at $2.10? No. That's how you identify entry zones, which would be my buying zone of where I decide I'm going to enter a trade. And guys, this is actually this lesson we're talking about. I didn't really intend on going over this, but this is just the first thing that comes to my mind when I pull up a stock like PHIO. All right. This is the stuff that comes to my mind. Your entries matter. Okay. Your entries matter because yes, maybe PHIO does go to 240 and maybe you could have made some money if you entered the trade at $2.10. But there's going to be other instances where you're going to do the same thing and the stock's going to drop down to 160 and you're going to lose a lot more money on that drop than you are the money that you're going to make when the stock goes itself up to 240. You always want to look for good risk reward scenarios. That's your job as a trader. Your job is not to catch every stock that goes up. Okay. Just because the stock goes up doesn't mean it was a good trade. Your job is to identify high probability patterns that you can successfully implement your strategy while maintaining good risk reward. That is the job of a trader. The job description is not catch every stock, buy every stock that goes up. That's not your job description. Okay. So that's why, I can tell, and any experienced trader is going to tell you that. So that's why I can tell when I get those questions from people, like, oh, I don't even have to ask you how long you've been trading. The answer is not very long. And I don't even have to ask what your success has been because I'm sure it is minimal, if any at all. So these are some things that you guys can learn about, the thought process that goes into my trade selection. Like what makes me determine what stocks am I going to buy versus what stocks I'm going to look at and say, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to watch this. I have a game plan. If that game plan comes to fruition, I'll take the trade. Otherwise, it's no trade for me.
And if I could add to that, also to understand like where the stock is currently sitting, like AMD is a good example, like I'm not ready to go short, but I'm also not confident to go long right now because my overall thesis is that the overall market is going to continue to pull down. So though it's not a good short, that also doesn't make it a good long right now, which is why I sit back and I watch the stock. I see what it does, in correlation with the overall market, with the overall sector itself. And like Mike was saying, for risk reward, to me, at this level, no trade is a good trade to me because I don't know if my reward is there to the upside if I feel like the market's going to go down, and I also don't have good risk reward to short the stock right now. So that's why it's important, like he's saying, to just really pay attention as a trader to your risk reward and to understand your levels of the stock and which ones are more relevant than others and how you can create a good risk reward scenario out of those levels. So
absolutely. Very well said. Very well said.
Hey, I saw a comment about, this reminded me, I wanted to ask you about Elon Musk twittering something about ETH. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the whole thing with him buying Twitter? I saw that when I got back and I was like, nothing surprises me with Elon Musk. But I was like, dang, really? That's crazy. Like, I would never think he would try to buy Twitter. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm not looking too far into it. I just think it's Elon Musk having fun. Elon Musk has been very outspoken about his dislike of what social media platforms have become and censoring of certain people and certain views and certain content. And he's been very open about that on his own platforms. And some people look at it as, okay, well, Elon Musk is going to come in here and he's going to, buy up the stake in Twitter and he's going to like implement change in the company. And, all the accounts that have been suspended are going to be reinstated, and they're going to change their policies regarding censorship. Is he actually going to do something like that? I don't know. Like, is he on like a social media censorship crusade? I think the guy's got enough on his plate. Between SpaceX and Tesla and Starlink and all these other, you want to add, being an activist in Twitter on top of all that.
Well, that's why when I read that, I was like, what? Like, this is like a totally separate platform, I'm like, what in the world? But like I said, nothing surprises me with the news that comes out about Elon Musk. That's why when people ask me, like, do you think Tesla's going to go back to all-time high while the market falls? I'm like, listen, I have no idea, because Elon Musk has done some crazy things. So I don't know. It could.
He really has.
He was broke. He sold PayPal and spent all the money on PayPal on Tesla and lived on his friend's couch.
Yeah, it's actually the craziest. That's one of the craziest stories that I've ever heard, because I'll tell you what, if I build a company and I sell it and I put, a couple $100 million in my pocket, I'm never going to put myself in a position to potentially be broke ever again. That's never going to happen. But he risked it all. He risked it all. He risked it all in Tesla, and he really is the greatest visionary of our time in our generation. He's like, our Benjamin Franklin, and it's just, I just have so much respect for that guy and everything that he's done and continues to do. But when it comes to Twitter, I just think it's like, I look at the Twitter situation as just kind of like a hobby for him. Like, when I think like, oh, it's a nice day on Saturday, like I'm going to go catch a round of 18. I'm going to go play a round of golf. He's like, oh, I'll take $27 billion. I'm just going to go buy Twitter. I'm like, oh, okay. That's just kind of how I look at it. But listen, he is one of the most followed accounts on Twitter. He has like 80 million followers, something like that. And he has a way of communicating with the individual and retail, and not like corporate, that nobody else really has. So it's interesting. The thing that I find kind of interesting is how quiet a lot of other people involved in Twitter have been. Like, there really hasn't been a lot of like just like comment from Twitter itself and from Twitter within. And that's kind of interesting. I feel like people are kind of like scared. But the fear that some people had or the thought, because, depending on what side of the trade that you're thinking about, and depending on if you agree or disagree with Elon Musk's thoughts, and don't comment in chat. I don't care what your views on social media censorship are. I don't care what your political views are. That's not why we're on this live stream. If you guys want to talk about that stuff, go to Facebook. That's basically what Facebook has become, a place for everybody just to talk a bunch of nonsense about their political views, like anybody gives a shit, and then try to sell your high school friends on multi-level marketing plans. So that's basically what Facebook has become. So you guys can go there to talk about that. On this live stream, what we talk about is how to make money. I just feel like the news that came out, the filing that they did, and then when he became a board member, the filing was a filing from a passive investor, meaning he's not going to be active to actively seek change within the company, it was just a passive investment in the company. But then when he became a board member, they actually implemented the terms of the board member. The terms of him joining the board was that he cannot acquire more than, I think it was 14 points. I forgot what the number was. On what they limited him to, that would actually give him the ability to actually start to force change. Was already the largest shareholder, but once he starts, that share stake gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then now he can start to become a controlling force and start to do things from an activist standpoint. So those restrictions kind of limit that possibility. But I just think he's having fun, to be honest with you. I just think he's having fun, just like he had fun with Dogecoin. You know,
well, when I saw that gap up 2 days ago when I was in chat, I was like, man, I want to short this thing. Like instantly, that was my thought process. But I'm like, I need to like get home and see what's really going on with this whole ordeal. So I read about it a little bit today, and I'm still, I'm with you on like, I feel like it's just maybe like a side thing for him, or maybe he's just thinking about it or whatever, you know, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like you really want to take the risk to go short, and that's again one of those things like it's not worth the risk to me. So
yeah. He I just think that he's having fun. He knows the influence and the power that he has, and he's using it. And he sends out these Twitter polls that determine massive financial decisions for him. Like he's like, guys, should I sell, how many billions of dollars of Tesla stock to pay my taxes? And like, he's letting his 80 million followers answer what are multi-billion-dollar investment moves for him. Like, and then he sends out a Twitter poll asking like, hey, do you think that Twitter abides by like free speech? Yes or no? And then says, take this answer seriously because there's going to be major, there's going to be effects based on your answer. And the majority of people said no, that they don't think that it abides to free speech. The guy comes in, he goes, well, I just bought, 10% of the company, so we're going to make some change. I just think he's having fun. I think he's the wealthiest man in the world, and he's having fun with billions of dollars and with the influence and the power that he has. And I think it's funny. But I don't think there's too much more to that. Like, I don't think he's on this freedom of speech crusade that's going to be like a focal point for his time. He's got other things to worry about, like Tesla and SpaceX, and that's where the majority of his time and energy is focused. And I think this is just for fun.
Yeah, I agree.
What was funny, what was the play was DWAC off of that. That was the play, was the short.
Oh, shorting DWAC off of that.
Yeah, that was the play.
Yeah, shorting DWAC off of that. We had talked about that. You see DWAC, after that news came out, DWAC with a 4-day drop there, significant move lower on the back of that, because that's kind of the whole appeal of that social media platform, right? Is no censorship and all of that. And when Elon Musk went into and bought Twitter, a lot of people looked at that as, okay, well now Twitter's going to change, and then that makes the DWAC play less attractive, and that's why you saw the DWAC stock sell off there when that news came out on Twitter. So let's roll things over to the overall market, because I do want to point something out to everybody that's watching this. And let's zoom this in. Let's kind of get nice and tight in here on the SPY. What you guys will see is when we had this big gap down day, right? We had this gap down day on Wednesday where we got back underneath the 200-day moving average. For 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're seeing the SPY try to get above this 200-day moving average. And it can't get away from it. You see how every time I'll go to a 15-minute chart. Now your 200-day moving average currently sits around 248. So let's go to a 15-minute chart just to kind of make things, and I'll draw a line across the 200-day moving average. Okay. This line is your 200-day moving average. All right. You can see that, previously that area started to act as a level of support once we broke above it, right? But now that we're back beneath it, you can see it looked like we were in the clear. And then we double topped. Today and yesterday's highs are the same. So there's a double top today and yesterday. And now here we are sitting right on top of the 200-day moving average. We're sitting literally right on top of it. we've got about 15 minutes before the bell. And I think these last final 15 minutes are going to be very important on the sentiment that the markets are going to carry going into the weekend. And then if there's no news regarding Russia and Ukraine, and there's no news regarding COVID in China, these are some of the things that could potentially affect markets when you think about news headlines. You know, you always have to think about what are the news catalysts that could potentially be moving the market. And right now, the things that could potentially move the market are obviously the Fed and their quantitative tightening, but there's not going to be any news about that over the weekend. That news we got this week. We got the Fed Governor Brainard. She came out. She gave her comments and statements. We got Fed Pres Bullard. He came out. He gave his comments and statements. We got the Fed minutes were actually released, which are the notes from the previous Fed meeting that occurred in March. All of the Fed commentary, the Fed news headlines are out. Okay, that's all behind us now. All right. So that's not something that we're going to get news over the weekend. That's going to potentially move the markets up or down. So what's left? News headlines that can move the markets up or down. If China continues or extends or expands their lockdowns because they're having a spike of COVID cases. They shut down Shenzhen a couple of weeks ago. They shut down Shanghai last week. If they extend those lockdowns or if they extend to other parts of China, the markets are not going to like that, because the more disruption there is in China, the more shutdown there is in China, the more that slows China's economy. China's economy has a major impact on the global economy, but major factor there is any shutdowns in the Chinese economy starts to impact supply chains even worse than they already are. So supply chains, no secret, major issues in supply chains. And if China continues to go into lockdowns, that makes those supply chains righting themselves become more difficult. So that is something that could potentially move markets. Russia, Ukraine, obviously, that's something that could potentially move markets as well, depending on if there is any type of news of a ceasefire. I mean, we've been having that discussion has been going back and forth for weeks. But if you actually get any meaningful ceasefire agreement where actually fighting stops, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just telling you what are the catalysts that can move the market. I don't think that's going to happen this weekend, but this is what you need to understand what moves markets. So barring anything like that, I think these last 15 minutes in the market are going to dictate whether bulls take control or bears take control going into the weekend. Because if we push back up and we close above 450, 451, all right, I think bulls are going to feel like they're in control and they feel like we finally got above the 200-day moving average. If we have a quick pullback to 447 going into the bell, I think bears are going to feel like they're in control, because for 3 consecutive days, that would mean bears were able to keep the SPY underneath the 200-day moving average. So I think that these last 15 minutes of the day are going to be a big tell. I don't plan on putting a position on here in the last 15 minutes of the day, but depending on where we close is going to dictate my sentiment, either bullish or bearish, going into next week. I'm leaning to the bearish side. You guys, if you follow my live streams for a while, you'll know that I've been leaning towards the bearish side now for quite some time. I've basically been bearish in the market since January 2nd. And, you know, we experience with very brief moments of bullishness where you get these bounces. Now, the bounce that we saw in March went much further than I expected it to go. We talked about once the Fed comes out with their rate hikes, I expected a rally in the markets. I just did not expect a 2.5 week rally. I thought maybe for a week or so, we get a little bit of a relief rally. So the markets did rally a little bit further than I had thought. But now I'm looking for that rally to run out of steam. And I think this rally has kind of run its course. And what I'm looking for is this yellow line. If we can't get back above this yellow line, I'm looking for the markets to start to do this. And this can happen maybe as early as Monday, Tuesday, where you get a chart that looks like this.
Tuesday next week, we have the core CPI coming out for the month of March. And I think that's going to be very important as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good point, Jason. All right. So I think that this is what I think the markets look like next week, like Monday, Tuesday, right? Especially if we can't get back over this 50-day, this 200-day moving average. So I don't think And I'll openly tell you guys this. I have no problem telling you always what I think. If you put something like this, I'm going to be very surprised. So I'll just say, nope, okay, if the market do this on Monday, I can say I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm wrong. I make losing trades. Sometimes it's not, no one's going to be right 100% of the time, but I'll always come out here and I'll tell you guys always what I think, right? I'll tell you guys always what I think and what I'm doing, okay? So I don't have a position on the SPY right now, but these last couple of minutes before the bell are going to really start to dictate what my thoughts are, okay? Now, before we do go into the bell, I want to tell you guys about a trade that a couple of the moderators in True Trading Group are in, and that's Mullen, M-U-L-N, okay? Mullen, M-U-L-N, all right? So I'm long Mullen. I entered Mullen today. Chris Toner is one of our other pro trade moderators in True Trading Group. He entered Mullen, I believe, yesterday. Jason, was it yesterday or was it Wednesday? When did Toner enter Mullen? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yesterday. I think it was yesterday because it bounced off that 225 area. And so that's the area he was looking at for it to bounce off of.
Yeah. So Chris Toner got into this Mullen trade. He's one of our moderators. I believe JD is also in this trade. JD is another moderator of True Trading Group, and I jumped in this trade as well. You had a Hindenburg Research came out with a short report. They attacked the company, and the stock is being heavily shorted. I'm looking, and I agree with Chris Toner. I'm looking, we were looking for a statement from, a statement from the company to kind of combat and fight against the short report. The short report that the company issued really didn't have any brand new discovery where they identified any new or lingering skeletons in the closet that nobody knew about. All the information that they put in the report was already out there. It's already public. It's already known. And if this stock does not get underneath $2, you have a potential of a pretty serious short squeeze. We made a lot of money on Mullen in mid-March, a couple weeks ago. So if you follow our live streams, you'll know I announced to everybody on March 15th, I announced to everybody that I was long Mullen at $1.81. And then we got flat Mullen on March 21st at $3.62. That's 100% gain, right? That was 100% gain. And I have stayed away from it since. I've been looking to re-enter this trade. It's forming a nice little descending triangle pattern, right? You can see we're kind of forming this nice little descending triangle. And if, this thing, I don't think this thing's going to do this on Monday. So don't expect, fireworks right out of the gate. But if we continue to consolidate in here, and then you get a nice little break up above, like over $3 with an increase in volume, and you start to have volume bars that are similar to what you saw back here, that could be enough to kickstart and ignite a bit of a short squeeze. And, anyone like Hindenburg Research that's short the stock, or some other hedge funds that are short the stock, can potentially get squeezed out. And then you're talking about, price targets that I would expect the stock to start to climb up over $4 or $5 if you do start to get that short squeeze. So the risk reward is, in my opinion, fantastic. You're risking anywhere from 30 to 50 cents to potentially, make, $3, $2, $3. So the risk reward is there. The risk reward makes sense. It's just going to take some time. It's a very, very, very thick stock, trades a lot of volume, and does not move very much. So stock will take some time, but that's a trade that we, a couple of us are actually inside of True Trading Group. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Little bit of a pullback here in the SPY. Look at this. Bloop. See that? So like when I said to you, the last 15 minutes of the day are going to be pretty important. We now got 7 minutes to go. We'll see how we finish out the day. But there's a drop underneath that 200-day moving average. We'll see if we can stay there. The last couple of minutes of the day sometimes get pretty pretty wacky. You have a lot of up, down, up, down, up, down, as you get, a lot of orders, a lot of order flow that has not been filled, tries to transact before the bell closes. So that's something we'll watch there with the SPY. And then we'll take a quick check on PHIO. There it is. So there's PHIO up to $2.40. If anyone that's still on the live, if anybody here is long this position, 240 was a resistance level, was a profit target. So if anybody is long, not sure where your price is from or where you're in from, but 240, a potential profit target area. All right.
Yeah, make sure to the members to watch the Qs too, because we're testing yesterday's low of day, which we came down to test that level first thing this morning off the bell in the first hour of the day. We came down, tested that level, bounced from it, and then now we're retesting. So I think this is a really important level for the Qs also.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Nice call. There it is, 232, just like you said.
Yep. And then with regards to PHIO, I would keep an eye on it after hours too. Okay. So when the markets close in 6 minutes, I would watch it after hours and see if the stock can break through 240 after hours and push up 250, 260, because your next resistance level, if you are able to break through that 240, is going to be all the way up around $2.80. Once you get through $2.80, then you're talking $3 and I'd say, $3.25, $3.30. So you do have room there on PHIO if it can get over 240, 250. Okay. But that's a key level of resistance. So I wouldn't be a pig. Okay. Take profits when your profit targets are reached. Safest place for profit is in your pocket. All right. So that is PHIO. So we'll go back into the SPY and we'll see kind of how the SPY finishes out. Looks like we're pretty weak there going into the bell. We only got a couple of minutes left. And so we're starting to weaken out here as we're now down at 447. Now we're underneath 447. So this is kind of what I was talking about. This is kind of the action that I'm looking for out of the overall markets, guys. Okay. So this is what I mean by the last couple of minutes of the day are going to dictate for me sentiment going into next week. And now you can see if we close right around here, now you're talking, we are firmly beneath the 200-day moving average. All right. We're firmly beneath that 200-day moving average. So we close down here. I think that sets up the potential bearish tone over the weekend. And then I think you start to get that on Monday, and then you can look for maybe a little bit of a deeper pullback that would take the markets down into this zone right here. And I would look for maybe a red week next week if that is the case. Okay. We got about 3 minutes before the close, folks. Don't go anywhere after the bell rings. What we'll do is we'll do like I will do like a 15, 20 minute Q&A session. Anyone that's on this live stream, if you guys have questions about something particular, okay, we will do about a 15, 30 minute open Q&A session for those of you that maybe have some questions or there's anything specific going on that you want to ask me about. I will be here. We'll keep it open here. Once the bell rings, we'll stay on for about 30 minutes or so and maybe answer some questions that you guys all have. And Adam, business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group, will come on to help me out with that.
Hey, man, before the bell rings, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy
birthday to Jay Downing as well. It's his birthday
and Jay
too.
Downing.
Yes.
Jay,
April 8th is a
Jay
big
as well.
day. April 8th is a big day in True Trading Group. Not one, but two of us have a birthday today. So yes, today is my birthday. It is also Jay Downing's birthday. Jay Downing is another one of our Pro Trader moderators who's been a man possessed lately. He's been trading very, very well. Jay Downing is one of our equity swing traders. So Jay Downing swing trades stocks. That is his specialty. All the mods in your trading group have their own trading styles and their own trading strategies. Very important for someone that's just first starting out that you get exposure to a variety of different trading styles so that maybe my trading style does not necessarily work for you. You might go on YouTube and you search for hours and you try to find traders that do well and find traders that make money. And you say, oh, wow, this person made 10 grand today. I want to follow this person. I'm going to learn from them. Their trading style may not work for you. There's a lot of different trading styles out there. And I think it's important that you have exposure to a lot of them so you can decide which trading style is best for you, right? Because that's what matters most. Your results matter. They matter here at True Trading Group. Here we go, guys. Under 447 now. You can see we're starting to weaken out here going into the bell. Barring no news over the weekend, I still do remain that bearish sentiment, and I will be looking for, listen, we got a minute to go. If we stay under 448, look at this, 447.50. Look at this. I told you it gets crazy. The last couple of minutes of the day get nuts. There it is. And we close right there. Look at that. Look at that move higher right into the bell. Look at that. Look at that. A dollar move right in 30 seconds. Bang, a quick little dollar move in the markets. Right? So there you have it, folks. We are right back at 448. So we really didn't close under the 200-day moving average. We're sitting right at it. Really shows you the indecision in the markets right now. That's what I mean by it. So like, I'm not taking a trade right now. I told you guys I'm not taking a trade, but my sentiment going into next week was going to be dictated by how the markets reacted. And right now, sitting just underneath that 200-day moving average, I still maintain that little bearish sentiment if there's no news about Russia, Ukraine, or anything like that over the weekend. Okay. I don't think that there can be news out of Russia, Ukraine that would be bad for the market. I only think it could be a net positive if there's any type of, because what are they going to say? Oh, there was another missile strike by Russia, or Russia, has moved and advanced towards another city. That's been going on for weeks. That's not something that the markets are unaware of. But if you get, Zelensky and Putin have agreed to have a phone call, that's a major development that would probably move the markets higher. Okay, so ears open. Let your Benzinga newsfeed run that you guys have free with your membership. And make sure you guys are always aware of what's going on. All right. So guys, that does it. Like I said, don't go anywhere. We still got, we're going to do about a 15, 30-minute Q&A session. I want everybody give a big thank you. Jessica, working hard, our first day back from vacation. You've earned it. Jason Simmons, as always, Toby's in the picture. I love it. Jessica, Jason, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining me for the final trading hour of the week.
Yep.
Hey, have a good birthday, my man.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
And then there was two.
That's how it always seems to be, isn't it, man?
It really is.
At the end of it all, it's you and I versus the world.
Aw, you could be bottom.
The world's in deep shit, I'll tell you that.
I think you missed my bottom comment. All right, let's start asking your questions live in chat.
Yeah, guys, don't be shy. Anything specific that you saw today, anything about the markets overall, anything that you're unsure about, fire away. I'm here for you. Ask your questions.
Mike, how old are you today?
Oh, man. I'm 37 years old.
Yeah, that's not that big of a deal.
Doesn't sound that good, though,
What?
I'm like knocking on 40 now.
All right.
I'm getting up there.
Mike, here's a question from Stefano. Okay. How do you manage wash sales? And maybe explain what a wash sale is.
I'm gonna say I'm not concerned with wash sales at all. A wash sale is when you buy a stock and sell it. If you buy it back again within 30 days, then you can't write off a loss on that stock. You can't, like, you want to be able to, if you lose on that stock, on that trade, you're not going to be able to write that. It's not going to be able to factor into your losses that they can write off against gains. I don't worry about, I'm an active trader. I'm not concerned with wash sale at all. That's really something that, you can be more concerned with as like a portfolio manager. If they sell a position, they might not want to buy it. They won't buy it back, and for tax purposes and for tax reasons for a certain time. But I'm all about making money in those vehicles on a day-to-day basis or on a week-to-week basis. I'm not going to avoid a trade that I see and have confidence in just because of a wash sale. It's not something that I think about. It's not something that I'm concerned with.
All right. Look at this. Charlicia Martin says, my first $15,000 week in my entire life. Started the week with 10K, now over PDT thanks to True Trading Group.
And they're an STR member, baby.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they're an STR because, bro, STR people, like, if the overall success rate in True Trading Group is between 70 and 75%, the STR success rate is in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like mid to high 80s.
Yeah.
It is very different. So
congratulations, Charlize. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Oh, hang on. I just saw one from Don't Know 443. Here we go. After trading your pie, I was asking earlier about trading individual stocks with overall market correlation. Do you use the market as an indicator to trade individual stocks?
Don't Know 443. Great question. It depends on the individual stock. Some stocks have a correlation to the overall markets. Others do not. So, like PHIO, for example, right? This small cap stock that's up on my screen. Does not matter what the market's doing. The overall markets could be down. The overall markets could be down 1,000 points. Would not matter. Okay. This stock is going to do its own thing. There's birthday deliveries at my door. That's what's happening right now. But if you're trading something like an Apple, a Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, yes, these stocks will be affected by and correlated to the overall market. So it depends on what specifically you are trading. Something like maybe a Rivian may not have as much of a correlation, but the larger stocks, and depending on which sector they operate in, are going to be correlated to certain things. Obviously, tech stocks are going to be more correlated with the NASDAQ than they are the Dow, right? Energy stocks are going to be more correlated to the price of oil. Okay, so all of these different things, understanding those correlations, it's not that simple. Don't know as, and don't know, I'm talking to the username. It's not that simple as, the markets are up, so therefore all stocks are going to go up. That's not the way the stock market works. There's different areas of the market that are correlated to different things. And it would, that's a much more detailed conversation for us to have. Guys, how many non-members do we have on the live stream right now? If you are, yeah, come on. No, I'm live. I'm not sure who these are from. Well, folks, this is my birthday. I'm not sure who these are from. These literally just came to my door. So we've got a little champagne bottle. All right, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm not sure who those are from, but I got balloons here for my birthday. So guys, listen, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, all right, if you're not a member, I want you guys to go ahead real quick and just type the number 1. I just want to see how many non-members that are still hanging out with us here on this live stream. So guys, do me a favor, just type the number 1 in chat. Just type the number 1 in chat if you are not a member. I want to see how many non-members we have on the live stream here with us. Robert Mitchell, we got Chris Frazier. We've got Megatron, GBF Reacts. Wealth Thinkers, I like your username. Wilkin Romero, Just Sam, Who's Your Daddy, one of the best usernames out there. Tony Ferguson, Mark Salmons. We've got a trial member. What's up, Ray? Ray's in the trial. Curtis, Mel, James G. Diddy, Murad, I am Hestia. Beautiful, guys. I like it. A lot of new faces with this here. Paul, DKY Interiors. Nice. I love seeing the new faces, man. I really do. I love seeing the new faces here.
You know what I was able to do today? Wow, Ray Yates. Hang on. Wait. Ray Yates. Ray Yates is recovering from a heart attack in the hospital right now.
Whoa.
And he made $500 from his hospital bed. And he's at trial.
Ray, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing, Ray. Ray's a trial member?
He's a trial member, and he made $500 from a hospital bed while he's recovering from a heart attack.
Wow. Ray?
Ray just got rid of everyone else's excuse of why they can't make money with
Seriously?
Ray, we love you, bro. That's amazing. No, man, thanks to you, bro. We don't do anything that special. All we did was create the platform, and we stick to the things we say we're going to do. That is all that we do. All the work to make the money is coming from your effort. That's not thanks to us. That's thanks to you. Go look yourself in the mirror and thank you for doing what you should be doing. All we do is provide the environment and the tools, and we make good on everything we say we're going to do. That's all we do. Ray, you're the one that is recovering from a heart attack. You're the one that has put in the work. You're the one that is getting better. And now the bestcams.fun, hot girls, boys, 18 plus video chat is back.
I hate this. I hate. They're here every day.
I'd love to get them on the live stream.
How do we just ban them off of the?
We do. They keep coming back on. I want to get them on the live stream. If you're running that account, I want to know, because look, they have to keep posting it here because it works, right? Like, one of you jackoffs is going ahead and like clicking that link. They're not going to keep posting it on our live stream if some of you aren't clicking it. So, stop clicking spam.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, that's cool. A lot of new people here. Ray, congrats, brother.
Yeah, Ray. I wish you a speedy recovery.
Yeah,
brother.
absolutely, brother. That's amazing. Glennie doesn't click that.
Glennie's the reason they're still here.
Yeah, I think Glennie is the only reason that they're still here.
Yeah.
Here, Red Walla says, made $2,500 today, and I haven't even started on the course just by listening to you guys beginning to understand charts. I think that's great that you made $2,500 without doing the courses.
Yeah.
But do the courses. Because what Mike and I have seen is, especially in the last year, it's been somewhat easy to make money in the market, right? Like, this has been a challenging time to make money in the market right now, but it's not that challenging compared to what it was pre-COVID. It's just kind of normal, right? There's more volatility. There's probably more opportunity than anything else right now. But do the courses so you know how to hold on to that 2,500. Because just because you can hit on a trade doesn't mean doesn't mean that you know how to hold on to that profit.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to hold on to your profit and control your risk and not treat it as a casino. And that's important. So I think it's wonderful that you made $2,500 without even doing the courses based on what you're hearing from us and the lessons that you're getting from us, but do the courses so that you can hold on to those gains. Because we've seen plenty of people, look, it's no like lie or anything. Like, their win rate is roughly 80%. You have a better than not chance of doing well if you simply follow them. The problem is that if you don't know what you're doing and you decide to not follow them or miss a trade or whatever, then you're gonna be holding the bag. Don't hold the bag. Have a plan, know what you're doing, and execute on it. That's all I'm saying. I think it's great you made the money. Do the courses, learn how to keep it in your pocket where it belongs.
Yeah, Red Wallet, congrats, but we still need the courses. So make sure you go through them, take your time, but congrats on the win.
Absolutely. All right. Oh. So back to what I was going to say is I did something today that I think a lot of people that are not members are going to be happy about.
Oh, okay.
So, as most of you know, we've gotten kind of famous for offering out laptops and Kindles. Maybe some of you don't know that, some of the people that are not members, but we used to give out laptops and Kindles all the time. And every time we would do it,
we haven't had them in a while.
No, we have not had them in a while. And every time we would do it, it would get sold out. We ran out of them. I haven't been able to get them. It's been whatever. So we were doing this like cash back offer, which people like, but it's not as good as like getting the laptop, getting the actual device to trade with. Right. But it was a good middle ground. Bro, Ryan, who's new head of logistics. Hey, Ryan. You're live in front of like almost 1,000 people.
Hey, Ryan!
Yeah, come over here.
Come
Guys,
on here.
any member of True Trading Group that has ever received a laptop or Kindle from us, thank Ryan. He's head of logistics at True Trading Group.
So Ryan did something very special today. Ryan went ahead and on his own sourced out 30 laptops.
What? Ryan! Ryan's showing off. Ryan's going for that promo, baby.
So
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
So no lot. So here's what we've done for those that are not members yet, right? We have 30 laptops available. All right. The price is $11.60. When you use coupon code TTG121, you're going to save 47%. You're going to get a free laptop, 2 small private study groups. I want to say, it's not going to, Sunday at midnight, right? This is no way in hell this is going to make it till Sunday at midnight. I think we should have maybe 15. We'll probably sell half of this between today and probably could have, what do you call it? So we'll probably sell half of this between now and Sunday. And then on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, because we're going to be doing the stream on Sunday in the afternoon this Sunday. So this Sunday, the 10th, our stream is going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern. You're going to want to be on it. We have a huge announcement. It's not sales related or giveaway related. It is a massive announcement that even if you just came, to the live stream, that would be great. So there we go. Oops, sorry. What did I just do? All right, so now going to. All right, Mike, take it away. Let them know what they get. I'm going to make sure that everything else is good to go. But yeah, by Sunday, these laptops are going to be gone. Take advantage of it. If you see the laptop in your checkout cart, you're getting one. We have 30 of them. That's it. Ryan sourced them. Definitely going to bonus the kid out. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Awesome. Great job, Ryan. Yes, everybody can give a big shout out to Ryan. That's impressive. We actually have not had these laptops or Kindles or anything for a while. It's been several weeks since we were able to get these laptops. So, I mean, that is pretty impressive and good stuff. So everybody can thank Ryan, or anyone that's not a member that would like to be. You guys get yourself and grab yourselves a free laptop. What I'll do now, guys, I'll actually tell you kind of what you get with your True Trading Group membership for anyone that's on here that's still interested. But I will also show you the actual platform that's True Trading Group. I'll show you the whole platform. Okay. There's tools and resources that are available to you as a member. It's not, when you guys join TTG, please understand, you're not just joining to get trade alerts in the chat room. It is an entire platform that is built for traders. Okay. There's tools and resources, and there's so many different things that are on the platform. I'm going to actually show you what that platform, I'll actually show you guys what that platform looks like. So to recap, the next 30 people that go to ttgoffer.com, okay? The next 30 people go to ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121. Okay, you will be getting a 47% discount. It brings the price all the way down to just $11.60. Okay, you go to ttgoffer.com. You actually have to enter the coupon code. The price will say $22.12. You enter that code, press enter. It'll bring the price down to $11.60. Matthew Almont says, after the first year, how much does my second year cost? Matthew Almont, the price you pay when you join True Trading Group is the price you pay for life. Next year, it does not matter if our membership is $2,200 or $2,500. If you pay $11.60, if you pay $11.60 tonight to join, when your membership renews, you will only pay $11.60. Doesn't matter if our membership is $2,200 or $2,500. You will pay the price you pay when you join. That's a price you are locking yourself in at for life. Okay, now that's going to be a very important piece of information, because True Trading Group sports a retention rate that is in the mid 70s. Okay. So bottom line, you might be saving yourself well over 50% next year by the time it comes up to your membership. You can be saving 60% on your membership fee for the second year. Okay. Now, the next 30 people will get that 47% discount, but you're also going to get 2 small private study group sessions. This is a chance for you to get individual attention from a True Trading Group member. True Trading Group Pro moderator, to help you get the questions answered that you are struggling with, go over specific topics you're unsure about, so we can help speed up your learning curve. Okay. So, and then you have the laptops from Ryan. So everybody say thank you, Ryan. All right. So you're going to get the 47% discount, the 2 small private study groups, and you're going to be getting a brand new free laptop. Okay. You guys just have to go through our courses and go through our quizzes, and we will immediately send you guys that laptop so you guys can get, so that you can trade with, right? Brand new free laptop. It's totally free. We will even cover the shipping costs. Okay. We will literally ship it to you anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you are. We have members all over the world in True Trading Group. We have members in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, the Philippines, Russia, India, the UK, Italy, Spain, Brazil, Canada, Mexico. We have members literally all over the world. Okay, so as long as DHL ships to your country, you're getting a laptop. Okay, so and not only do you just get the 47%, not only do you get the free laptop, not only do you get the 2 private study groups, but we are so confident in our ability at True Trading to help you become successful that we will give you double your money back if you join True Trading Group, go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend 1 study group, and do not make that $11.60 back at least once. Okay, so hear me again. You will pay the $11.60 if you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend 1 study group, and do not make $11.60 with your membership here at True Trading Group at least once. We will give you back $2,320, and you get to keep that brand new free laptop. So you keep the laptop, and we give you double your money back. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you become successful. Results matter at True Trading Group. Your results actually matter. Okay. TTG exists to empower the retail trader, to educate the retail trader, and give them access to tools and resources that professional traders use to make better informed decisions. And the fact of the matter and the reality is that the vast majority of our members are making money and they're becoming better traders. That's because of the tools, resources, and education that they get at True Trading. If you don't believe me, I want you to pay attention and watch this. Guys, members, I'm speaking to members directly. If you're a member of True Trading Group, I have a very simple question for you. Are you making money? If that answer is yes, I want you to type the $ in chat right now. Now, anybody that's not a member, okay? Anybody that's not a member, I want you to pay attention. I want you to try to count how many $ that you see come through this side of on this side of the screen, right? This side of the screen right now. These $ are TTG members that are telling you that they're making money and they're becoming better traders. Now, I love all these people to death. They're my TTG fam. All right, ride or die. But there's something special about them. They found True Trading Group the same way that you did, and that's one of these live streams. Many of these people never traded a stock a day in their life, never traded an option a day in their life before they joined True Trading Group. Many of them had small accounts, maybe even $100. Many of them work full-time jobs that are never able to sit in front of a computer screen. Yet here they are telling you that they are now making money because of the education and the tools and resources, mentorship and guidance that they receive at True Trading Group. This is what I mean by when you join TTG, you are not just joining to get some guy in a Yankee hat, get his trade alerts. Many of my Boston fans out there may not join True Trading Group just on principle alone of me being a Yankee fan. Okay? But that's not what True Trading Group is all about. We exist to empower the retail trader. Let me share with you guys, explain to you what you actually get when you do join True Trading Group, because I want you to think of us as the Netflix of trading communities. You pay one price for the whole year, and you get access to all of our courses and all of our tools. There are no upsells to get more courses. There are no upsells to get more tools. All of that is included when you guys join the annual membership and pay just $11.60. And if you're joined right now on ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121, not only do you get the 47% discount, not only do you get the 2 small private study groups, you can get individual attention from a TTG Pro. Not only do you get that brand new free laptop that you guys can trade with, we even cover the shipping costs, but you will also get double your money back if you fail to make the $11.60 back at least once. I'll give you $2,320 back. That's how we put our money where our mouth is. That's how we prove it to you. Results matter, and we measure your results through your P&L. When you join TTG, you're getting access to our chat room. Our chat room is where the mods and I share our screen with you. We're live on the microphone, calling out our trades in advance of making them. We're there with you from pre-market till after hours. Okay. You guys, we're sporting about a collective win rate of just under 80% amongst all the moderators. Through this trading journal that you see on the screen right now, you can actually go and see for yourself how would you be doing if you followed all of our trades. This trading journal will track every single buy and sell that our moderators make. Every buy, every take profit, every stop out. You guys can see for yourselves if you followed those alerts, how would you actually be performing? Go check it out. We're fully transparent here inside of True Trading Group. I told you about the 2 small private study groups already. You also get access to the Benzinga Pro live newsfeed. This is a live breaking up to the second news alert service right inside of our chat room that gives you guys news as soon as it crosses the wire without delay. You cannot rely on a Yahoo Finance that has about 10 or 15 minutes delayed news. The speed of which traders get their news matters. And this makes sure you get it as soon as it crosses the wire. There's also a squawk box feature, so you can actually turn on your speakers and just listen as a human reads the news headlines to you out loud as they come across the wire. Again, you do not have to pay extra for this news feed nor anything else that I'm about to show you. All of it is included for your $11.60. But if you wanted access to this news feed, you're going to be spending about $1,400 a year with Benzinga if you go to them directly. As a matter of fact, all the tools I'm about to show you, if you went to the companies directly on your own, it's going to cost you about $4,000 to $5,000 a year. I'm not kidding. Go do it. After I go through it, all these tools with you, write them down, go to their websites, see how much it's going to cost you. We did that for you. As a company, True Trading Group negotiated these deals with those companies so we can have their products and tools on our platform so you can have access to them. Even if you never trade a single one of the moderator trade alerts, the value at True Trading Group for you as a trader is tremendous. You're also getting access to TradingView's premium charting software, one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders, and also the Trade Ideas scanner, which is one of the industry standard scanners. This AI software streams live on the TTG platform, shows you what stocks are making new highs, new lows, and which ones have a surge in volume to make sure you're always focused on the best stocks during the day. You get to use our simulator that lets you trade stocks and options with fake money so you can practice implementing what you're learning in the courses. We have our own scanner that has the same functionality as FinViz Elite, but also lets you scan for crypto. We have dark pool data and unusual options activity. Information used to only be available to professional traders. Now it's at the fingertips of the retail trader thanks to the TeachD platform. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how we level the playing field and empower the retail trader by giving you the education, but the tools and resources that professional traders use. No more jumping into a boxing ring, blindfolded and one hand tied behind your back, which is the equivalent of you putting $1,000 into a Robinhood account and then listening to what somebody says on Reddit. We're going to arm you with the tools and education to make better informed decisions. You also get a trading performance journal to track your own trading, give you statistics and data on your trading so you can actually see and figure out what you're doing wrong so you know where you need to improve. Then you have a social sentiment scanner that will scour through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tell you what stocks are being mentioned the most on those platforms to help you stay ahead of the crowd. You're going to, of course, get our watch list and game plan. Every day, the mods of True Trading Group publish a watch list, tell you what stocks we have our eyes on, and more importantly, what the game plan is. How do we plan on trading them? And then you have all the courses. Okay. The courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it. We have it in text and video format, whichever is easier for you to learn. There are no additional pro or VIP courses that are going to cost you more money once you join. Every course is available when you guys pay the $11.60 right here, right now by going to ttgoffer.com and using the coupon code TTG121. In addition to the courses, there's a video library that's over 200 hours of workshops like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to trade during a market crash, how to resist FOMO. And then you can attend all of these workshops live when you're actually a full-time member. It's time you guys actually invested in something real, something that can actually help you reach your goals. I can't promise you that you're going to make millions of dollars. I can't promise you you're going to quit your job tomorrow and move to some, beach house mansion. But I can promise you a real chance at success. As long as you're willing to put in just a little bit of effort, I can promise you we're going to give you double your money back if you fail to make your membership fee back at least once over the course of the year. I can also promise you we actually give a damn about your success. And the day that you join the TeachD family is the day that our relationship begins. The ball's in your court now. The tools, the education, the mentorship, the community, it's right here for you. It's up to you to actually put in just a little bit of effort. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a skill. It's a skill that needs to be learned properly like any other skill. It's not about predicting the future. It's about identifying high probability setups and putting yourself on the right side of that probability over and over again. You're going to learn how to do that as a member of True Trading Group, just like I was taught how to do that when I was working at the hedge fund in New York. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com right now. Use TTG121 coupon code, and I'm going to back up your membership fee with our own $11.60. You put up $11.60. If you don't make it back, I'll give you your $11.60 back. And for your troubles, I'm going to give you an additional $11.60. That's $2,320 back in your pocket. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you become successful. If you're still unsure about the membership, we do have a 1-week trial. You can go to ttgthree.com. It's only $3. You get access to our chat, all of our trade alerts, our analyst ratings. You get access to our Benzinga news feed, the trade idea scanner, and you guys can really see what it's like being part of the TTG community. It's $3. That's it. No reoccurring payment, no automatic upgrade. After your trial is over, it just expires. You never charge anything ever again. You can go to ttgthree.com. Again, ttgthree.com. And you guys can join us right there for just $3. If you have any questions about the membership, you can send a text message right now or at any point to 201-775-9702. Again, that phone number right at the bottom of your screen, 201-775-9702. Folks, we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot. Well over 1,400 people have taken the time out of their day to leave us a review on Trustpilot. Don't be shy. Go check us out. Read the negatives, read the positives, read the 5 stars, read the 1 stars, then decide for yourself if True Trading Group is right for you. There's no better referral than one from your peers. So go to ttgoffer.com right now. Use that coupon code TTG121. Get your butts in chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my birthday. Smash that like button. Thank you again, guys, for all the birthday wishes. I love you all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Okay, Sunday's live stream is 12 noon Eastern. Set your reminders. Adam and I have a major announcement. It's not regarding sales or anything like that. It is a major announcement you guys want to hear about. That is noon Sunday Eastern time. Be there. Set your reminders. We're also going to talk about how I plan on making money this week, or rather this week coming up.